If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Glow is an American comedy drama television series created by Liz Flyhive and Carly Manesh for Netflix. The series revolves around a fictionalization of the characters and gimmicks of the 1980s syndicated women's professional wrestling circuit, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, otherwise titled as Glow, founded by David McLean. The first season consists of 10 episodes and was released on June 23, 2017. On August 10, 2017, Netflix renewed the series for a second season of 10 episodes, which was then subsequently released on June 29, 2018. The series was then renewed on August 20, 2018 for a third season, which was released on August 9, 2019. On September 20, 2019, the series was renewed for a fourth and final season. However, in October 2020, the decision was reversed by Netflix and the final season was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic causing a production shutdown. The show is set in Los Angeles in 1985. Ruth Wilder, played by Alison Brie, a struggling actress, auditions along with many other women in a fledgling professional wrestling promotion called the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, shortened to Glow. Traditionally minded in her approach to acting and highly idealistic, she clashes with Glow's director, Sam Sylvia, played by Mark Maron, due to his cynical demeanor and often unconventional work style. Ruth discovers early on that Sylvia has employed her former best friend, retired soap opera actress Debbie Egan, played by Betty Gilpin, to also star in the show. Ruth and Debbie had a falling out with one another after Ruth had an affair with Debbie's husband, Mark, whom Debbie then divorced. The tension between the two women promises either to make or break the developing show. The series follows the personal and professional lives of the fictional show's numerous cast and crew as they navigate the 1980s in Southern California and Southern Nevada. The show's cast features several real-life professional wrestlers, most prominently Kia Stevens, Tame, who wrestled as Awesome Kong for TNA and AEW while wrestling as Karma for WWE. Others with formal experience include John Hennigan as Salty the Sack Johnson, a trainer who appeared in the first episode of Season 1, Tyrese and Carlos Edwin, Carmen's wrestling brothers, Joey Ryan, known as Mr. Monopoly, Laura James as Mr. Monopoly's valet, Crystal, Alex Riley as a wrestler known as the Steel Horse, Brooke Hogan as a nightclub manager, Amber Fredrickson. She of course is the daughter of Hulk Hogan, Xavi Guerrero Jr. as Chico Guapa, and Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian as unnamed wrestlers. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair and Gorgeous George appear in archive footage in episodes 1 and 4. The idea for the series came when Flyhive and Mensch, who at the time were looking to make a new female-centric show, came across the 2012 documentary Glow, the story of the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Before this, neither woman had heard of the Glow wrestling promotion, and they became intrigued by the premise of producing a fictionalized version of it. They found the storyline intriguing as a way of exploring the aftermath of the 1970s women liberation movement, with Flyhive telling Rolling Stone, "We wanted to look back on the 1970s, coming out of the women's movement and into the 1980s, and ask the question, did it work? Did things get better?" To this end, it was important for the series to maintain tension between whether the league was exploiting women or empowering them, she would say. Ursula Hayden, the owner of Glow Company, served as a consultant on the series and helped Flyhive and Mensch with creating the show. Hayden was also on the original 1980s promotion as Babe, the farmer's daughter. Chavo Guerrero Jr. of the famous Guerrero wrestling family also served as a consultant on the series and helped train the actresses. His uncle, Mando Guerrero, had served in the same role for the original series. The series was filmed in several locations in Los Angeles, mainly in the San Fernando Valley. Chavo's boxing gym, which is Glow's training grounds, was a combination of two locations. The interior was a studio set, while the rear was that of the San Fernando Masonic Lodge. The Pink Motel in Sun Valley was used for stand-in for the Dusty Spur Motel, Glow's sleeping quarters. On February 19, 2020, Alison Brie posted a photo from the set on the Instagram, signaling that they were beginning production on the final episodes. In March 2020, production of the season was shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which had stopped nearly all TV and film productions in Los Angeles. They'd already completed the first episode and were about to start filming the second. On October 5, 2020, creators Liz Flyhive and Carly Mensch announced that the fourth season was cancelled and would not be completed or aired. It was explained that the show had had some big obstacles to overcome as Netflix was trying to figure out how to get their shows back to work, mostly due to the uncertainty about how to prevent an outbreak on set, with its wrestling theme and increased COVID-19 related costs added to an already expensive budget. The earliest the show's final season would have aired was in 2022, which would have been too long a gap for Netflix to handle, as the previous season had aired in 2019. The show's opening theme song was The Warrior by the band Scandal. The series received mixed reactions from some of the original Glow wrestlers. Gian Basson, who wrestled in the promotion as Hollywood, commented that some of the training in the gym and the outfits they get correct. Patricia Summerland, who played Sunny the California Girl in the promotion, saw Mark Maron's character Sam Sylvia as a stark contrast to the original Glow director Matt Clymer. Eileen O'Hara, who was known as Melody Trouble Vixen or MTV, felt that the series did not properly acknowledge how groundbreaking they were. Lisa Moretti competed as Tina Ferrari and would go on to the greatest fame among Glow alumni as Ivory in the WWF or WWE as a 3-time WWF Women's Champion during the Attitude Era, said that she was relieved that the series isn't a documentary because it was more entertaining to have a mix between fact and fiction. Most positive reception came from mainstream wrestling figures including Kurt Angle. Ethan Sampiensia of Slate noted accurate comparisons between the series of WWE as well as the various regional promotions that made up the National Wrestling Alliance during its heyday. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this series. As a big wrestling fan, I actually did not know much about the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, so I found the series rather insightful, albeit not completely and utterly factual. The series captures the struggles and triumphs of a group of women as they navigate the world of professional wrestling. It explores themes such as female empowerment, friendship, ambition, and the challenge of show business. The show takes viewers on a journey through the characters' personal and professional lives, highlighting the individual growth and the bonds they form with one another. The show also features a very strong ensemble cast, led by the fantastic Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin. The performances for me are one of the show's highlights, with each actor bringing out depth and nuance to their roles. The characters are well developed, each with their own distinct personalities and backstories that make them very relatable. The series also combines the drama of wrestling with personal stories of the characters. The wrestling matches are well choreographed and entertaining, providing a fun dynamic backdrop of the series. And look, you have to take it into context, but maybe some of the moves look quite basic by today's standard. But based on the footage that I've seen, the show captures the in-ring wrestling dynamics of the time. One of the standouts has to be the great job the show does of capturing the 1980s aesthetic through its costumes, music, and set design. The show really immerses the viewers in the era, providing a nostalgic experience for those familiar with that time period or those just fascinated with the period, like myself. I really found the show strikes a good balance between humor and drama, offering moments of hilarity alongside more serious, heartfelt storylines. I found the writing to be really sharp and engaging, with witty dialogue and some very clever plot twists. I must also commend the acting here of Mark Maron as the cynical and jaded Sam Sylvia. He really adds another dimension to the show. But then in saying that, all the cast really pull off their roles particularly well. I would have loved to have seen a 4th season and let the show come to an end properly, rather than the stunted finish that we do get. One thing the show does though is has a diverse cast and addresses issues such as race, gender and sexual orientation. Look, some of the aspects maybe could have been handled a bit better, but I feel the series deserves credit for attempting to address these topics with such context for its time period. As I said earlier, this was a well-crafted and entertaining series that combined humor, drama, and athleticism. I feel for fans of 1980s wrestling and character-driven stories will really find this show most enjoyable. It's a unique premise really, and with its engaging performances, it really makes it a sort of standout that unfortunately was ended far too soon. Glow gets a 9 out of 10.